Hi, welcome to BSIA, The Voice. I'm delighted to welcome into the studio Sophie Malone, who is the CCO from Zinc Systems. Welcome, Sophie.
Thank you for having me, Liz. It's a pleasure to be here.
Fabulous. Tell us a bit about yourself.
Oh, gosh. So, security has been my career my whole life. I don't know anything different. I sort of came out of university and landed a role in the sales department of VSG, and from there had some great mentors who taught me everything that I needed to know, everything from working a spreadsheet all the way through to the fundamental skills of sales. And my journey was fantastic within that business, and after 17 years working within VSG at its peak, it was super special. And after managing that business through to acquisitions, it was, I guess, time for me to have a change. I guess, as some might say, somebody had moved my cheese, and I decided to make a big change in my life and move to the world of software sales, where I joined Zinc, working with Joe and Paul, and really the rest is history. That was a really big change for me, one that perhaps I slightly underestimated, moving from selling a professional services into what was a scaling tech SaaS business. Yes, you've got transferable skills, listening, understanding pain, selling solutions, but actually the whole mechanics of sales within a SaaS business is very, very different, and something that I had to learn pretty quickly, especially considering I joined 2 months. After 2 months, we went straight into COVID, so new sector, new mechanics, new business, and I'm working from home, Googling what's an API in software. So it was a really big learning curve, but I had a great team to bring me on board.
That's brilliant stuff. So tell us a bit about Zinc. What does Zinc do?
Right, I'll try this as if it's like down the pub, Liz, to make it simple. So Zinc is a UK-based software business. We have a incident and resilience platform. In simple terms, that is an operational system for security management teams to help them manage risks, threats and incidents across their client base and businesses. So our system is a modular platform. It helps manage the whole life cycle of an incident. So we have core modules which range from incident reporting, intelligence, mass comms. We've got a huge case management module which is used a lot by our retail clients, especially around the aggregation of data and organised crime, which we know is a huge issue at the moment. It's got daily operational tools in it like keys and assets and visitor management. So it really helps to bring all of the tools that you need to manage risk and continuity in a business or on an asset in one system. And by doing that, it removes the fragmentation that can sometimes happen when you're managing incidents, which ultimately makes the response times longer, and it's hard to analyze data. You'll find our system in all different places. It's very configurable. It's fit for small clients, global clients. You'll find us in iconic buildings, museums, shopping centres, retail estates, and really anybody that has a requirement to manage risk in a really compliant way at scale can use our system.
Brilliant stuff. You guys have been through a big growth phase recently. So what kind of challenges have you experienced with that?
Yeah, so I think we have been growing considerably, and we've had private investment come on board, which has accelerated our commercial and development teams. And, the business has gone from strength to strength, but like you said, it doesn't come without challenges, and we're definitely not up the polished article at the end. And the main challenges really for us boil down into, I think, 3 key areas. The first one really was about Zinc understanding our lane and being really clear and concise about who we are, who we're for, the problems that we solve, and being really consistent about those messages so that people understood exactly who Zinc was. And that might sound really obvious, but actually in software it's quite difficult, because you're selling more of an outcome and a problem solving solution to your clients. Education was really big. I think the first couple of years of Zinc was really spent in talking to customers about why incident management was so important, what the differences was between the logging of perhaps an incident record through to incident management. So really a lot of conversations I have with customers, especially at the beginning, it is not about selling. It's about understanding their challenges, understanding what they need, and creating a solution that's going to get them there. And then I think finally it's the priority of security. And we'll all recognise the fact that sometimes security has been seen in the past as a cost centre rather than a strategic asset. And I think there is a genuine market shift, and regulations like Martin's Law is really helping to drive the priorities of security into the boardroom agenda. And I think that mere shift of priority is helping with our business in terms of it's not a nice to have anymore. It's a must have piece of technology to support security functions and risk functions.
So you've obviously come from a guarding background. How do you find that the technology interacts with the physical, with the software?
Yeah, I mean, with our system, I think because we're a blended team of techies and my background being security, we have designed a system that has the users in mind. They're busy people on their day-to-day roles. Our system is really lightweight, it's easy to use, it's got a lot of automation within the system to help make the adoption of our system nice and easy. I think at the beginning when I'd go and speak to customers, there could be a bit of tension sometimes, and I think there can be that in terms of, if technology suppliers go and speak to security professionals, might seem like they have all of the answers. Having operational understanding is absolutely critical, because without it, technology is just merely software. When you bring the two together, where you're talking about solutionizing and working together, there's a genuine curiosity for creating that solution, then that's where you get the real difference. And I think people don't need to be scared of technology. It's there to make everything better. It's there to reduce administration burden. It's there to give better quality information to make great decisions. I've worked with wonderful people in the security industry, and technology is not there to replace it. It's there to help enhance it and to help move it forwards. And you've got things like AI that we're all seeing pop up all over the place, and we have it with Zinc. We've got our little chat GPT inside Zinc as such, where we can help to summarize data really, really quickly. And that's just an example of how technology can help to improve the speed of which you can understand what your information is telling you, and you can make then the decisions on the back of that.
So, technology really is changing the layout for the security sector at the moment. It's making huge impacts wherever we go in lots of different arenas. So you're really seeing it start to make a real difference in the landscape.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think everyone's got to get on the train of technology. It's not going anywhere. It's there to support. It is about doing everything in moderation and making sure you introduce it at the right speed into your business, and make sure you're doing it in a very secure way. So if you look at Zinc and how we're working with security companies, it's about education. It's about understanding what solutions work in what environments. It's about taking the users on that journey of adoption, because there's got to be the buy-in to technology. Otherwise, people will shy away from it and won't want to use it. And then it's leveraging things like AI in a really secure and safe way to help to elevate some of those things that might perhaps have taken quite some time to do. And an example of that would be when you're looking at a lot of data and you're having to, I guess an analyst might have spent days analysing data to see what the trends, the hotspots, the forecast risk might be. Actually, AI can really help speed that process up massively, make those links, and then the analyst is there to actually put that into contextual action rather than actually doing the analysis of that data all the time. So yeah, I think we've all got technology now, and
let's embrace it.
Absolutely.
Love that. So Zinc are an affinity partner with the BSIA. Fantastic to have you guys on board. What does it mean for you to be part of the BSIA, and how can Zinc benefit our members?
I think it's wonderful to be part of it, and to be here today, actually, Liz, I pinch myself a bit because I think, oh my God, my father would be so proud that I'm actually here today. He was a massive in the security industry, working. He was the founder of VSG, and I was mentioning him even yesterday that I was coming to your podcast, and he was like, "Oh, well, that's amazing." And it is a forum that you're creating here. I mean, the podcast is one example of how you can have deeper conversations about different types of industries, different types of technology. I think the events are wonderful. I learn lots. I've met wonderful members and also technology partners as well, in terms of, we're talking to each other about what do we do, what do you do, how can we work better together. Absolutely. It really has got a nice collaborative feel, and I love some of the modern comms that you're doing as well, and TikTok and Instagram, and you're everywhere, Liz. But yeah, we want to make sure we're also offering an opportunity for the members to have a benefit if they come through yourselves and purchase a platform with Zinc. That there is that discount available, which is 10%, which is wonderful if they come through yourselves. And it's great.
Oh, it's great to have you on board. What are the next 12 months looking like for Zinc? What have you got on the horizon?
Oh, a busy 12 months. So we've got obviously we've got huge stretch targets, like everybody would say. So we're investing in our commercial team. I've onboarded Natasha in the sales team and 2 marketeers, and we've got some more planned for the rest of the year. Alongside that will be recruitment of projects and customer success, so a huge sort of uplift in our resource. Product continues to move at pace, and we've spoke about AI on the front end of our platform, but actually we're using a lot of AI in our development teams as well. So that's really speeding up the ability for us to build more features and modules within the platform. And then I think for us it will be looking at international expansions as well. We've got a few sort of really large global clients now, and we're really starting to look at what does that look like, because managing incidents and business continuity is not a UK centric issue. It's a universal challenge. So we do want to be able to move forward in that space. And I think my ultimate aim, Liz, would be, at the boardroom table, when subjects like incident management and business continuity and modernising of security operations centres gets tabled, I want our name to be on the tips of people's tongue.
That sounds like a great plan. It's been lovely having you here today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Liz.
Thanks, Sophie.
Really nice.